Okay, guys, period 6. Perfect test review. Make sure you're taking a picture of your perfect test. Okay, for number 1, the first numbers we just do normally. It's like this. There's 2 answers here. 3 times 15, that's just normal multiplication. That's 15. The part that is special is the powers rules down here. 1 less than multiplication is addition. So that part is x to the 6th. So it's almost like there's 2 problems. There's the normal number problem, which we do normal multiplication. And there's the powers part that we do 1 less. So it's almost like 2 answers. So for number 2, we have 6x to the 3rd power to the 2nd power. So we have 6 to the 2nd power. Oh, I should do that in red. We have 6 to the 2nd power, which is just 6 times 6, which is 36. That's what 6 to the 2nd power is. It means 6 times 6. But if we try to take this x to the 3rd to the 2nd power, we don't just do 3 to the 2nd power is 9. We do 1 less than powers. 1 less than powers is multiplication. 3 times 2 is 6. So for the powers part, for the powers parts, we do 1 less. For the normal numbers part, we do exactly what it's asking us to do. For number 3, sorry, can't do it. 5x to the 4th plus 6x to the 3rd. Can't do it because there's no shortcuts for 1 less than addition is nothing. Okay, so for this one, this is division. The normal part is just normal division. 12 divided by 4 is just 3. For the powers parts, we have to use the powers rules, which means we do one thing less than division. One level less than division is subtraction. So 9 minus 3 is 6. So there's the normal part and there's the 1 less part. All right, these guys, the rule is you pretend that the decimal is right after the first number. So that would give us 2.83. But really the decimal is all the way back here. So how far does that, how many spaces is that? Did we shorten it? We'd have to get 1 space, 2 space, 3 space, 4 space, 5 space, 6 spaces bigger if you were 2.83. So we're going to multiply by 10 6 times because 10 is the number that does all the work for us of carrying it. So we're going to multiply by 10 6 times. This one, the decimal's right there in the front, but we pretend that it's after the first number. So we pretend that it's 6.2. So there's our first number. We pretend it's there. But how many spaces would 10 have to carry it backwards? We'd have to go backwards 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So 10 would have to carry us 4 times backwards. 10 does the carrying. Backwards, made us smaller. So there we go. All right, so for this one, we're gonna start at 6.4, and 10 is gonna move us backwards 3 jumps. 1, 2, but there's not a number there, so we gotta put a number there, and 3. So now the decimal is back there. It jumped back. Oops, I don't wanna do that. The decimal jumped back 1, 2, 3 times, and now this is where it lives. So 0.0064. You have to put the point in there. If you forget the decimal, that's just 64. That's not the right number. All right, this one, we're going to start at 1.35, and 10 is going to carry us forward 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I'm going to get rid of that now because it moved 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. And when it's at the end, you don't have to put the decimal because this is 1,000, or this is 13,500, and even if I put the decimal there, it's still 13,500. So we don't put the decimals at the end. All right, these guys. What's the slope? Up 1 over 4. And if I use my right arm test, this is going up on my right side. So this is positive. So the slope is 1/4. Once we know the slope, we say y equals 1/4. The x is, and then 1/4 x. And then where does it start? What's our begin on blue number? Let's see, what's our begin on blue number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus 6. All right, this guy, his slope is perfectly flat. It's not up like a positive. It's not down like a negative. It's the number right in between, which is 0. So when you have a perfectly flat line, you just say, oh, well, this line hits right here. This is the y-axis. This line hits the y-axis at 2. So the equation is it hits the y-axis at 2, y equals 2. This slope goes down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. It's going down, down 1 over 1. That's just -1. We don't write 1s on the bottom, and it's going down to the right with your right arm, so this is a negative slope, -1. We say y equals -1x, but we don't write 1s with x's, so it's just y equals -x. And where does this guy start? This guy starts up at 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 4. All right, number 12. This is not a slope. This is not a slope. This is undefined. That is not skiing. That is falling. Now, where does this line hit anything? Yeah, it actually hits right here, but this is the x-axis. So it hits the x-axis at -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. X equals -7. It hits the x-axis at -7. So notice the straight up and down and straight sideways lines only have one letter in them. The diagonal lines have two letters in them. They have a y and an x and a y and an x. So if they're straight up and down or straight sideways, one letter, and you just tell me which line it hits. All right, let's see. This one, I'm going to start at +6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. And I'm going to keep this up because you guys are bad drawers. So do as many dots as you can because you guys draw crooked lines. You guys start in the right spot, and then all of a sudden you draw a line like this, and you're wrong. Okay, so there's that line. Next one, start at, oops, what just happened? Next one, start at -8, which is -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to go up 1 over 3, up 1 over 3, up 1 over 3, up 1 over 3. And there's my line. They hit right here. At x is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And y is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. We always do it in alphabetical order. 6, -6. Let's see, 14. This is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. This is a, this is b, this is c. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. A is 6, so 6 to the second power plus b is 4. 4 to the second power equals I don't know to the second power. 36 plus 16 equals c squared. 36 and 16 is 52 is c squared. We're going to take the square root. And c equals the square root of 52, which if I put that in my calculator is about 7.2. I hit 52 and hit the square root button. That's 7.2. So do these add up to each other? No, they don't. But if you take them to the second power, they do. Because 36 to the second power is 36. 6 times 6. 4 to the second power is 16. And 7.2 times 7.2 is about 52. So those do add up to each other. So they don't add up to each other normally. But if you put them to the second power, they do add up. Number 15 is exactly like number 14. We have a diagonal. And number 15, we have a diagonal as well. But we can make a triangle using the boxes. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. So we have 7 squared plus 6 squared equals I don't know squared. So once you square this side, it's 49. Once you square this side, it's 36. If you add them together, 49 plus 36 equals 85. So this side, when you square it, must be 85. The answer is not 85. We've got to think of a number that when you multiply it by itself, it becomes 85, just like 7 becomes 49 and 6 becomes 36. So we take the square root of 85 to figure out that number, and C is about 9.2. All right, 16. I'm going to go pretty fast. You've got 3 x's and -7 x's on the same side. When you combine these, you have -4 x's is what you really have on this side. On this side, you have 18 and 10. When you combine them, because they're on the same team, you really have plus 28 on this side. And that equals 3 x's. When I make my teams like this, hopefully it's clear that it's the 4 x's that need to move, plus 4 x's, plus 4 x's. And 28 equals 7 x's. We divide by 7, and x equals, top versus bottom of 7, x equals 4. All right, number 29, or no, sorry, 29. Number 17, y is the same thing as 2x's plus 1. So I'm going to take out this y, and I'm going to plug in 2x's plus 1. And that equals 4x's minus 19. What I'm going to do is make my teams. And I'm going to subtract 2x's from over this side, subtract 2x's from this side, add 19, gets rid of it here, gets rid of it there. 20 equals 2x, divide by 2, x equals 10. I'm going to plug that back in to the equation, and y equals 2 times 10 plus 1, y equals 20 plus 1, y equals 21. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take out y equals 3x plus 2. So I'm going to take out the y, and I'm going to plug in 3x plus 2. All right, 5x minus 2, 3x plus 2. Everything else is the same. Everything else is the same. All right, we have a Starbucks order. Negative 2 times 3x is negative 6x. Negative 2 times positive 2 is negative 4. A lot of you guys put positive 4 equals negative 1. I make my teams. Negative 5x minus 6x. Negative 4, negative 1. We really have 5x minus 6x is negative 1x. Minus 4 equals negative 1. We're going to add 4 and get him over here with his friend. We've got negative x equals, get that out of there, equals positive 3. When you need to switch the sign of the x, that's fine. We can switch it to positive. We just got to switch the other one too. So positive 3 becomes negative 3. Once you're done with that one, you plug it back in here. Y equals 3 times negative 3 plus 2. Y equals negative 9 plus 2. Y equals negative 7. So our answer is negative 3, negative 7. Ooh, negative 3, negative 7. Okay, over here, I've got to go fast because fifth period's walking in. Okay, I'm going to make this one twice as big. The reason why I do that, it becomes 4x plus 2y equals 20. I'm going to add now the columns. 3x plus 4x is 7x. Negative 2y and positive 2y equals 0. 22 and 20 is 42. I'm going to top versus bottom the 7. X equals 6. I'm going to take this equation over here, 2x plus y. It's the easiest one, equals 10. I'm going to plug in now that x is 6. So 2 sixes plus y equal 10. 12 plus y equals 10. I'm going to subtract 12 to move it over with its team. If you need me to see the teams, there's that, there's that, there's that. So y equals negative 12 beats 10 by 2, so negative 2. So recording a video, that's Allison in the background. Hi, hi. Okay, here we go. Next one. You got to split these into pink numbers. This is negative 9, or this is square root of 9 times the square root of 7. We use 9 first because the square root of 9 is just 3. So 3 times the square root of 7. This one, 1, 0, 0, those are the spots. Nothing in the 13 is uncovered, just the 1 in the 100 is uncovered, so this is 13/99. For the next one, this is the 1, the 0, and the 0. In the 13, the 1 is uncovered, so it becomes 12. In the 100, the 10 is uncovered, so we subtract it and we get 90. 12/90ths, we can reduce that. You can actually divide by 6. Is 2/15. Okay, bottom row. This stops, so it's rational. 24 is not a pink number, so we can't take the square root. It goes on forever, so that's irrational. 9 is a pink number. We can take the square root, that's just 3, but pi goes on forever. So pi makes us irrational. It goes on forever, so the whole thing is irrational. And at the very end, we don't know the square root of 17. We know the square root of 16. That's 4. And pi, a good guess, is 3. So is 4 bigger than 3? Yes, it is. True. Okay, take a picture, turn in a perfect test.